You're listening to the Simplifiers podcast, where we take topics in business and in life and simplify them. Award-winning event producer and educator Mary Baird Wilcock, CSCP, will help you break it all down, figure it out, and spark you to do the thing. It's time to simplify. Here's your host, mentor, and undercover superhero, Mary Baird Wilcock.
Hello, and welcome back to the Simplifiers podcast, where the secret to life is all about simplifying. In fact, doing less in order to thrive and accomplish more. And on Fridays, we release a short bonus episode highlighting a super thought of the day. These mini episodes will help you spark new ideas, new ways of thinking, or simply challenge some old beliefs that you might have. And today, I want to simplify how to declutter your mind. Earlier this week, I spoke to Christy Lingo, and she shared some excellent tips on how to reorganize your workspace. And it got me thinking, well, hang on, what if the same was true for your mind? Like cleaning out a messy closet. Maybe it does come down to 3 simple steps: rehash, review, and reset. So let's simplify all this. Step 1, rehash. You know, any excellent personal organizer is going to tell you out there, you've got to pull everything out to know what you're working with. That's the thing with hoarding, you guys. Most people hold on to stuff for way too long out of fear that they might need it one day. Whoa, so they shove it away in the deep recesses of their closet for that day to come, but it never does. Or worse, that day comes and you totally forgot where you stashed that super important thing. So what if the same thing is true with the clutter and noise in our mind? So here's a tip. Set a 7-minute timer, and I want you to journal out everything that you're worried about, big or small. You could focus on the things that are stressing you out, maybe at work or on your calendar this week. Maybe it's that awkward conversation that you know you need to have, but you keep avoiding. Or the fact that climate change is real and you don't know what to do about it. Just pull it all out of your brain and onto paper. Better out than in. Let's just take stock of what all you're working with. Which takes us to step 2, review. Remember, you are not your thoughts, and your thoughts might not be your reality. So if that's the case, I want you to take a look at what you've written down and start to take inventory of what all's swirling around in your brain right now. Fascinating stuff, right? Some of it may be crystal clear, while other thoughts were lingering just under the surface and you had no clue. This is all part of the process of getting rid of what you no longer need, like taking that old winter coat down to Goodwill or the charity shop. All along the way, you must ask yourself, does this thought still have purpose? Does it help me get closer or further away from where I want to go? You know, it's time to gain clarity. Here's my tip. I want you to circle anything that you've written down that you feel like you have little or no control over. You know, things like the weather or how someone spoke to you recently, or politics, heaven forbid, or that person. Oh, you know the person I'm talking about. Now, I want you to put a star next to the things that if you could snap your fingers today and resolve it all, would bring you the greatest amount of relief. How many things have you circled? Well, that actually tells you how much you feel like you've got the ability to change your reality or not. You know, if you find patterns in what you've written down, I want you to group your fears, your thoughts, or your worries together in categories as well. And treat this like a game so you can begin to diffuse the fear, simplify it down, and then begin to tap into your intuition for the next steps, which leads us to step 3, reset. Okay, so now here's the fun part. I know you've heard me say this before, but it bears repeating. You are not responsible for other people's thoughts, emotions, feelings, choices, and or actions. You are simply responsible for your own. Therefore, when you fully embrace this truth, mind, body, and spirit, life tends to become simpler. At least your mind starts to become decluttered, and then you start to see what's yours to carry and what isn't. So before you shove all the junk way back into the deep, dark corners of your brain, to deal with, another day, take the time now to hit the reset button and choose what's yours to hang on to, and then put those things back into their place with intention. So here's how. Decide what thoughts are still serving you. And if there are worries, decide to acknowledge them. Give yourself space to feel them and process them, and then choose to make a plan of attack to handle them. Maybe it means picking up the phone, being bold, and asking for what you need. Maybe it means calling a team meeting. Maybe it means being more aggressive with how you save your hard-earned money. Whatever is troubling you, don't just put it back into your mind for another day. Start to journal it out, ask for help, and one day you'll find yourself choosing a different thought. What if it were just that simple? And just one final whisper just from me to you, dear friend. Come in closer. Take a moment to imagine your absolute favorite friend on the planet. Now imagine them standing in front of you right now, reaching out their arms, ready to give you a great big bear hug. Their loving, kind eyes see right through the worry written all over your face. They know what troubles you, and they know the exact remedy that would nourish your soul. So what do they offer you? What do they say? I want you to write this down, because this might actually be your intuition in this moment speaking to you, asking for what she needs most. And as long as you know this choice is truly healthy and soul-quenching, hey, go for it. Phone up your friend, ask for what you need, and make it happen. If, for whatever reason, this isn't possible, what if you dreamt about it tonight? I know, that sounds crazy, right? But what if you could create this experience in your dreams tonight to help calm and soothe your mind? I want you to try it and let me know how it goes for you. You guys, our minds are powerful muscles, and it's time to take back control. You can do this. I believe in you. It's time to simplify. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more of this awesome goodness coming to you automatically on Tuesdays and Fridays. I've loved every single second of my social media sabbatical this past month, and I am not sure I want to come back. But in the meantime, a great way to connect with me and the Simplifiers team is just to leave me a voicemail over at thesimplifiers.com. Tell us how you're simplifying, what past episodes are your favorite, and who knows, we might feature your voice on a future episode. And thank you. Also, big thanks to our undercover superheroes at the Simplifiers podcast that help us create these episodes for you each and every week. Susan Marie, our podcast editor, Jeffrey Lynn, our video editor, Janine Yardley, our show notes editor, and Lyden Yardley, our director of brilliance. Manminder Athwal is our blogger. Our advisory board includes Aubrey Nowitzki, Chris Justice, and George Mills. And I'm your host, Mary Baird Wilcock. Thank you so much for listening and telling your peeps about us. And as always, friends, keep things simple.
Thanks for listening to the Simplifiers podcast. Find the show notes for this episode and all others at thesimplifierspodcast.com. Know someone in your life who needs to simplify? Be a hero and share our podcast with them. And we will see you here next time. As always, keep it simple.